S Lighty on the mic. Got a story for you of two lighties who collided, making dreams come true. Now we're creating a new journey, and we want to bring you, cause it ain't all about us, it's all about you too. We'll be repping while we step in lifestyle, culture and bants. And for this road, trust me, we had to put on bigger pants. So tune in and show love so we can love you right back. Hope you already got that loving in this fleeky intro track. When madness steals you away, we're gonna bring you right back. Now here's two lighties coming through. Get your popcorn, cause we've got you. Recording in progress.
3, 2, 1.
Lift off. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's the two lighties. Woo! Woo! Ooh, 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 ooh.
It's a boom. You do one.
A boom.
No, like.
I know it. Yeah, I know.
You just throwing shade.
No, it was. I didn't know what it was at the beginning, but I thought it was an up north thing.
Do you know what was throwing shade on me?
What?
My body.
Oh,
I know.
your body.
Yeah.
Tell me how.
I really do feel like the body knows first. As a society, and I think particularly as women, we are conditioned to not always listen to our body because we're taught to be palatable, we're taught to be strong. And I think when we actually look back through history, and I look back through my history and how I was brought up, being strong is always seen to be a positive thing.
Yeah.
But I think it can have quite negative consequences because at the expense of being strong and
don't show weakness,
not showing weakness, that can mean that we don't listen to our body.
Yep.
And we often ignore the signs that our body is screaming out and telling us to.
It's out of sync. It's hurt. It needs something. It's sick.
Yeah. And I do look back at situations in my life, both personal and professional, and I am like, oh, it frustrates me now. Like, I actually look back at that girl and I am like, what was you doing? What was you doing? When it does actually come to listening to your body, pent up emotion, pent up feelings, pent up kind of just
stuff you're holding from when you're a kid.
Trauma.
Yep.
Like, the body knows first and it shows up in the body, like whether that's mentally, whether that's emotionally, or whether it's actual physical pain.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time we're just like, nope, push that away.
But what are the reasons we say no and we don't listen? What are they? Why don't we listen to the pain? Why do we resolve it with just a painkiller and then keep pushing on?
An example for me, and a reason why I did it so much, was my career, my job.
Yeah, I've been there with that.
And the pressure that comes with that as well. So if I listen to my body for the 12 plus months that I was really struggling with my health, then I wouldn't have a job. I wouldn't be able to pay for my mortgage. I wouldn't be able to have paid for the many private medical appointments I went to where I tried to heal myself.
Yeah.
And it's a difficult one because I think as well, like I was saying, I have been conditioned to be a strong woman where you do just get on with it. Like, fair enough, like, acknowledge what you're going through, but just push on, just move on, just get on with it. Like, it's the way that I've been conditioned, especially from my mum, because she was conditioned to be like that from her mum.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes when shit hits the fan and you are going through a tricky situation, the only thing that you can do is to push through. But I think when it does come to your health, like, you've got to listen to your body. When your body is screaming out and you have got persistent pain, a painkiller to mask it isn't going to cut it.
And that's the thing as well, yeah, you're right there. Painkillers do just mask it. Like, it's called a painkiller, but it kills the pain by masking it. It doesn't get rid of it. It doesn't resolve the problem that's causing the pain. This is something we know very well. And, you know, just interesting, you touched on that kind of heritage, upbringing, traditions that are carried over from generation to generation. You know, sometimes can be a generational curse because times do change. And if you don't change what you're doing, you could get lost in those traditions and holding on to them, and they can make life quite difficult at times.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm not saying that we don't have to be strong women. We always talk about this, and we talk about advocating for ourselves and how important it is. But there are some times where you have to choose your battles, and sometimes where you have to choose your body.
I am not saying that being strong, there isn't positive connotations and associations and benefits of that. Like, I'm a strong woman, but I think for me, strong is quite a generic term. I would describe myself as resilient.
Yeah.
I would describe myself as driven, and I would describe myself as committed to the cause, and that comes to everything in life, whether it's work, whether it's health, whether it's, you know, a personal project that I've got on.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes, like, the whole idea of being a strong woman and just getting on with it and just, like, you know, just cracking on, it is at the detriment of our mental and physical health a lot of the time.
Do you think it's the word strong that makes it a problem? Because it's kind of like when a woman's trying to be strong, a strong woman, I don't know, sometimes it's frowned upon, or it's like, no, you're not meant to do that. You're supposed to be the person who just kind of, you know, takes direction.
Yeah.
And
falls in line.
Yeah. And is that why sometimes we don't advocate, or now we're ignoring the body because we're like, no, we got to keep going. We got to keep working. And, you know, you were right. Some of the things you said, like, I've been there and done that. It's to do with money. Like, I would be, because I work for myself, I would be sick, but I'm dragging myself to work because I'm not getting paid if I don't go to work, and I can't afford not to get paid. Like, I can't, to me, losing that much money for a day is not something I can contemplate. Like, whether it's, you know, whether I can afford to or not, in my mind, I don't know, I know it's quite bad, but I'd be like, it's weak to be sick. Like, if you got a cold, or, you know, you got a bad cold, but you can make it through that day, you know, you're going to get your money. So I'm going to be at work. Like, that's it. I'll get out of bed. I'll drag myself to work. You know, I've even had conversations. I've been sent home before, and that's what I'll do. I'll go to work, and it's only if you send me home. And even when you say, oh, you need to go home, Sarah, I'm going to be like, are you going to pay me?
Like, get that money.
Like, I'm joking, but I'm not.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, are you going to pay me?
And if the answer is no, then I ain't going home.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You know, luckily I've been fortunate enough to have very nice people that I work with, and they have said, yeah, we'll pay you, because they know my work ethic and that I must be really sick. If I mean, I was there, but, you know, I was I wasn't well.
In the job I was in before I didn't have the job anymore, I was in a situation as well where I wouldn't get sick pay.
Yeah.
And the illness that I had, it wasn't just a cold, it wasn't just a flu, it wasn't going anywhere. And I just got to the point where I was like, I can't afford not to be going in. But I kept going along with it. Like, why was I doing that?
Just going to say here as well, your situation is quite unique.
I know.
And my first part of that answer would be because you are a very strong woman, and that drive we talked about earlier, and you're going to be keeping it moving all the time. You will just keep it moving until someone says to you, there's a reason you need to stop, and it has to be a big enough reason. You're going to keep going. We need money. The bills are there. You know, they have to be paid. You got a house to pay for. So, you know, unless my leg's hanging off and I can't physically get to work, I'll be there. And even if my leg is hanging off. And that's what I think, our So we are being that strong woman and not listening because the body is telling you, but I think we wait until it's like, it takes us down before we do anything. Whereas you'll get another person that will be like, you know, they literally have got a runny nose and they're like, oh, I'm not coming to work. So they're already making that excuse on Friday, like, oh, I'm not feeling too good. You know, so on Monday, you know, they're not going to be in. Like,
They're
I've
just
seen it so
prepping
many
the
times.
situation, like just
Yeah,
preparing. Yeah.
like, so that such and such can be like, oh yeah, you know, they were sick, they weren't feeling well on Friday, and then I'm just like, yeah, they had a runny nose. There's a difference between a runny nose and then having something quite serious. It's important to listen to the body. Like, why don't we listen to it?
And why don't we question as well? Like, I think a big thing, and I personally have felt like this, I felt like a nuisance.
Ooh.
I know, and it's actually quite
Why?
hard to admit. Like,
Yeah, but is that because you kept going and they kept saying there was nothing wrong with you when there was?
yes,
But you're not a nuisance then. That is you saying, I feel some type of way and you need to help me. That's what they're supposed to be doing. They're a doctor.
Something subconsciously was telling me, you know, make less noise, like make less
That's big.
noise.
Make less noise.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
what was going on with you? You should have been screaming from the rooftops, like tearing the place down, telling them you're not leaving. Like, you know, we can't rewind. But when I think about what you went through, it's your strength and persistence and drive that got you through the situation, but things could have really been different. And the first thing is listening to the body and saying, okay, there is a problem, because that's why your body gives you pain or trauma or something. It's to tell you there is a problem there. And yes, we deal with problems in different ways, but when it's really hurting or there's a really big pain, I think sometimes we're scared to go and find out what it is. Other times we're scared of losing our job.
Yeah.
Or being seen as weak or, you know, inadequate. So we just keep going, and these are all detrimental to our health, you know, because your body is designed to tell you when something is wrong. And if you're ignoring it, then it's going to get worse and worse until your body will always take you down. You can ignore it for however long you can, but eventually it will say, I'm done with you doing that, and it will take you down in a sickness that you're like, oh, like you'll be in your bed and you'll be taking those 2 weeks off that you were trying to avoid all that time before. It's about getting a balance of not getting to that stage, but then not being a wuss because your nose run and being like, I'm not coming into work. But I think that's the people that get paid that do that. Just saying.
It's interesting though, like this whole idea of listening to your body and listening to the pain. It's the same for listening to your gut. Like, I think outside of a health situation, when it actually comes to relationships or friendships or situations that you may be in where you feel like you're just going along with something that you don't necessarily agree with.
Gut feeling.
Huh?
Gut feeling.
And you're going along with something that doesn't feel right to you, but you don't stand up for yourself.
So going back to upbringing, who would tell us to be like this?
Parents, teachers, the media.
Going deep now. It's true. I don't think you would have that many things to say when I said that. I was thinking like parents, grandparents, family, but wow, media and teachers I didn't think of, yeah.
It's even that whole idea of, oh, have you got a boy or a girl? Are they going to wear pink or blue?
Oh, yeah, that's like, that is a tradition that, yeah, I just think we can like dust that one away now. Like pink for a girl, blue for a boy, like no.
And I was a tomboy.
Yeah, I was a tomboy as well.
You was a tomboy. And I think when you're a child, like you don't know really, but as you get
and you don't care
no.
when you're a child either. You
days.
just want to do what you want to do.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah,
so bliss. Like
I wanted to dig worms in the garden and put them in matchboxes, and
you know, do all that kind of stuff. Get
I
the
wanted
little
to take my
ladybirds.
top off, like, okay, maybe I won't do that
Ooh.
now, but
I hope not.
when you do get a little bit older then and you start to realise that how you want to act doesn't align with what the media says, what the teachers say, it can make you feel some type of way, and that then comes out in terms of like anxiety, feeling uncomfortable in yourself,
Yeah.
and all these things.
Traumas.
And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it does like create trauma that stays with you in later life. And it is so interesting now because, you know, I've really been trying to work on finding more peace in order to heal myself physically. I know that I do need to work back and look through some of the traumas that I've experienced in the recent years.
So important.
And it's hard to do so because it's triggering, and it's triggering mentally, it's triggering emotionally, and it's then even more so triggering physically. And I'm like, oh, the whole point was to kind of
make yourself better.
Yeah, make myself
but
better.
You know when they say something has to get worse before it gets better? If you're going to be digging into your fears and your traumas, that's big.
Yeah.
You know, I've talked to you about this before when I say about we have a box and all the traumas are in it and we put a lid on it. And then sometimes you go and like, you might dig in the box, you're trying to get out one piece of paper and then the lid flies off and all the paper comes out. You're like, no, like, I didn't want all of that. I was just trying to deal with this bit. And then you're chasing the lid and all the papers to get it back. And then before you know it, it's like taking you down. So it's not an easy thing, like digging into trauma, as we know. However, there's that thing of where you need to face your fears. And I'm not saying that lightly. It's a big thing. Do you know what I mean? It's not just like, yeah, face your fears. Like, let's do it. It's hard. Like, those things are in a box for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, and we push it to the back of our mind. But the thing is, that lid can fly off the box at any time. And when we're not expecting it, that's usually when it happens. So for me, facing the fears that are on those papers one by one, crushing them, you got less papers in the box now till the box is empty. And then, you know, but it takes a while for that. Like, trauma's trauma. We do have this conditioning from young. We have our issues, you know, with our parents, some of the things they've done whilst, you know, they're around us. Sometimes they're not around, and that's an issue in itself. And it's a lot, and we carry it through life. We get on with it, we're strong, we persevere, and it's like, yeah, I'm good, I didn't need them, or, you know, that happens, but yeah, but it's not always that easy. You know, it can just creep up on you, or it affected you in a way you didn't realise. You know, and then all of a sudden now you've got imbalance in your body, or you're ill, you know, and we're not just talking about physically, there's mentally as well. We talked about the body knowing first, but it's like the body knows first and we need to listen to it. And if we don't listen to it, we need to learn to listen to it, because it's going to come out, you know, a problem will only get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
It's like when you get a snowball rolling down a mountain, it's just gathering up more snow, more, and you're just gathering up more and more problems. By the end of it, there's a big, massive snowball now, and you're getting taken out by that ball.
The negative impacts on the body in terms of like negative energy that we hold on to, whether it's the trauma, whether it's the emotion, whether it is the, you know, acting in a inauthentic way. But, you know, there's positive effects as well.
Meditating is so important. As I'm saying this, I need to remind myself to do it more. But meditation is hard because it's slowing your mind down, which is very difficult. I remember trying to do meditation at the start. I went to a class and I remember sitting in the class, and then it's like, all right, close your eyes. You've talked about what you're going to do for the meditation. Now I can hear the clock ticking in the back. Oh, that clock's really loud. Then you're thinking about that. Then I'm like, okay, I'm meditating. Stop, I'm meditating. Then it's like, oh, I need to buy some milk when I leave here. What else do I need on my shopping list? All the things you shouldn't be thinking about. You're supposed to be meditating. But your mind is so hard to like stop it thinking. It's always on the go. That's what it's used to. So to slow it down, which is the way for us to slow down, it's difficult to do. Like the only time we really slow down a lot of the time is when we're asleep.
For me, like my excuse is I could be washing up right now.
Yeah.
I could be tidying up my daughter's toys. I've always got like a long list of things that I could be doing rather than doing something for myself, like meditating.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's so important to give yourself that time and love yourself. And you know what? When we say love ourselves, sometimes when you say it to people, they're like, ooh, like they think it's icky. Like self-love, they're like, oh, how can you love yourself? Isn't that a bit like egotistical? And it's like, no, if you don't love yourself, like, and someone else ain't doing it for you, like someone else can't meditate for you.
The idea of meditation being a form of self-love, I think is like quite shocking to some people, because for me, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I'll get my nails done, I look after myself, like I'm loving myself, but I am not looking after my body in the way it needs to be, because my body 100% needs to slow down, my mind needs to slow down. I need to take the time to actually
and how long have you known this for?
A minute.
A long minute.
Yeah, I've known, but yeah,
but we don't do it.
The work is in progress. It's pending.
So this is what it is. I think, first of all, it's knowing what to do to slow your body down. Sometimes a lot of people don't know. And some people say meditation's not for me. And, you know, maybe it isn't. Like, their way to slow down could be taking a holiday, chilling on the beach, you know, and again, not something people do all the time. They'll just work. What else could be slowing down, chilling?
Reading.
Yeah, reading. That's a good one. It's time out for yourself. Going for a walk. That's one of the best ones.
A walk in nature is something that I treat myself to. I try to treat myself to every day. And again, the way I'm even saying that, treat myself to a walk in nature. Like, But again, like, the fact that I'll see it as a treat is maybe a nice way of framing it.
Yeah. And, you know, some people will say walking is boring. Like, I can imagine if I said to my brothers, do you want to go for a walk? They'd be like, oh, why?
What?
Are we going to the shop to buy chocolate? Or like, that's the only reason they'd be walking somewhere.
Pot of gold at the end?
Yeah, like, what's the walk for, you know? And it's like, it's good for your mind. Like, when you go on a walk, because when you're in the house, there's all these distractions. You might be like, right, I'm going to do this task. Yeah, I'm going to work on my project for life, whatever. And the next minute it's like, oh, like washing needs doing. Oh, I'm hungry. Oh, let me just make a quick drink. Let me do a quick this. Let me do a quick that. Oh, look at that on the floor. And that's it. Before you know it, you've been distracted by all these things. And then someone knocks at the door, the postman delivers a parcel. Like, all these things to distract you. So sometimes you need to be out of the house.
If I ever feel any type of way, I will for sure get out of the house and go for a walk.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
It's the best thing ever. It's the best remedy. And you're out, you're getting fresh air, you're stretching your legs, you're walking, and it gets your mind going.
The fresh air though.
I feel like I want to go for a walk right now.
Do we do a midnight walk?
Shall we go?
Shall we actually? I feel like it's needed.